Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatah Kleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Let's take a look at the weekly horoscopes for the week of 20th of April to the 26th. Luckily for this week there are no major transits, it's only the transit of the moon that takes place, and hence this week will be just simple and it will just continue with the status quo so far. But next week onwards there will be major changes again, because major transits are coming up in the month of May, which is the culmination of all the changes that need to take place in the year 2025. So this week is a laid back week, but let's take a look at what is it for all the 12 signs. For major or moon sign Aries, the first 5 days of the week are excellent for professional success and also friendships and personal relationships. There is also a lot of chances for gaining of money, but all those people who are into trading, you need to be very careful about doing a profit booking before the 27th, and hence the last 2 days of the week may end up in losses. The last 2 days of the week, specifically 25th and 26th, may bring you some stress between important friendships and relationships, and it can also be heavy expenses and also some health issues. For Vrishabha or moon sign Taurus, all the days of the week are wonderful. The first 3 days of the week could be a little moody, in the sense that you may have to be extra polite in order to get some cooperation from all the people that you actually need the cooperation from. It includes your personal relationships as well as your professional connections. But the last 5 days of the week are excellent. You will get the reward for the last 1 month of effort that you've been putting up at the workplace, and the weekend is extremely enjoyable. For Mithuna or moon sign Gemini, the first 3 days of the week are a bit dull, in the sense that there can be depressive thoughts and tendencies. You need to get over all these things through only meditation. It's best not to take any major decisions, or it is better not to deal with any personal or interpersonal matters on these days. The loved ones may not be cooperative, they may be going through their own problems, and hence any need for emotional support may be denied this week for you, the first 3 days. But later on it just picks up, life picks up, and the last 5 days of the week are excellent. There will be professional success and fulfillment. The weekend may involve some work. You may have to bring home some work on the weekend. For Karka or moon sign Cancer, the first 3 days of the week are wonderful. This is when your partners and your colleagues and all the friends will be extremely cooperative, and also they will bring a lot of joy. Other people will be important to your success and happiness the first 3 weeks. But after that, the middle 2 days of the week can be very depressive and very distressing. So you need to be practicing meditation, and just you need to get rid of all the negative thoughts during these 2 days. Meditation will help, and also avoid all major decisions and also take care of your health. The weekend is very nice. This is when people will begin to come back to you, and there will be joy restored in your life, and you can be prepared for a very fulfilling and very hectic next week. For Simha or moon sign Leo, the first 5 days of the week are wonderful. This is when the social activities will increase. All those people who are into adventure sports and also into physical training, etc., you will do wonderfully well during these days. And also the mid-through days are wonderful for you to get cooperation from your spouse or the business partners or even the colleagues. Last 2 days of the weekend can be a little distressful. This means that the joy that you had for the first 5 days of the week can seem to be a bit lost during the weekend. There will be very deep thoughts on emotional imbalance. You need to sort this out. Next week is again wonderful. For Kanya or moon sign Virgo, all days of the week are wonderful. Your creativity will be on the top. That's the best in the entire month. And also physical fitness will also improve for all those people who are into physical exercising habits. And for all those who are not doing any exercising, you may regain your energy to put out an extremely important exercise routine. The weekend is very enjoyable with all your loved ones, and also partnerships will bloom. Partnership ideas will also be very profitable. For Tula or moon sign Libra, the first 3 days of the week are a bit stressful. This is when home and your career will interfere with one another, and there can be a lot of stress. Just like on trivial matters like where to live, where to stay for 3 days, or where to stay for 1 week, etc. So the place where you live or the domicile will be very important for the first 3 days. All those people who are into real estate and also infrastructure business or taxation, court papers, litigation, etc., you need to be very careful for the first 3 days. The last 5 days of the week are very enjoyable. This is when your creativity will bloom, but there will be a lot of opposition to your work. This may cause you some stress. You need to learn to deal with all this, because please do listen to the Saturn transit effects. You need to learn to deal with opposition for the next 2.5 years, and it just begins now. For moon sign Vrishika or Scorpio, the first 2 days of the week are wonderful. This is when your courage will be actually very nice, and this is when your confidence will go up to a notch next level. And also extended family will do very well with you, and your siblings and also friends will actually be very eager to lend your cooperation into all that is necessary for you. But the mid 3 days are a bit dull. This is when a lot of matters like related to your house of living, place of domicile, and property matters for all those people who are into litigation or real estate, etc., and all those people who have been dealing with property disputes. You will have to be very careful, because these 3 days will not be favorable for any major decisions, and your emotional imbalance can actually interrupt with the good work that's going on. The last 2 days of the weekend can be a little stressful, because though you have a lot of creativity and there are people who support you, there can be some problem here, and that's why you need to be very diplomatic in dealing with all the people who are into your professional and personal spheres. For Dhanu or moon sign Sagittarius, all the 4 days of the first 4 days of the week will be towards family and extended family. There will be a lot of joy coming in for you from the family. There can also be some celebrations within the family, and also there can be some auspicious days that you will look forward to. But then there will be some expenses, and there will also be some stress within the family environment, and that's why you need to avoid talking about all the unnecessary things. But the mid 3 days will support you with extended family, and siblings may visit you. There can be some picnics also. The last 2 days of the weekend can be a little stressful regarding the health of your mom, or some property matters, or some immobile assets, vehicles, etc. can create some problems for you, and this is why you need to be careful about not promising or not signing on the dotted lines in the 2 days of the week end, the end of the week. And also the people who are facing litigation, etc., have to be very careful, because these days can be stressful and not really good enough for any emotional decisions. For moon sign Makara or Capricorn, all 7 days of the week are wonderful, but there's a gradation from your own happiness to spreading the happiness to your immediate family and then to your extended family. The first 3 days of the week are focused on you. You're recuperating from a lot of stress and turmoil that you've been facing in the last 1 month or the last 5 years to be precise. All that is going to end soon, and you will also be stepping into a new zone of life altogether, and these 3 days mark somewhat a beginning for that. The mid 2 days are when you will distribute your happiness and peace to your immediate family and the loved ones. The weekend is very enjoyable with extended family. There can be errands, short journeys, and also there will be a lot of cooperation from your siblings. Siblings will actually help you a lot to solve many matters during the weekend. Moon sign Aquarius or Kumbha. The first 2 days of the week are dull. There can be some health issues, and also there can be threats to termination of some important relationships or partnerships in your life. All those people who are in business, you need to be very careful about what you sign or what you exchange through emails or any other form of electronic communication. But the last 5 days are wonderful. This is when you will realize the worth of your family and the warmth given by your family members. Immediate family will figure prominently for the last 5 days of the week. Meena or moon sign Pisces. The first 3 days are very nice. This is when a lot of people are trying to contact you, and your connections will double or triple probably, and many people are so much in need of your talk that you will be very busy. There will be very little time for you to give to your family. All friends and groups will figure prominently. There can also be some gain of money for some people. There's wish fulfillment. The mid 2 days or when there can be a threat to termination or some sort of a misunderstanding in important relationships, so you need to avoid important decisions on the mid 2 days of the week. But again, over the weekend you will regain your composure and you will be at peace with yourself, so you can distribute this peace and wisdom also to others, and you will be very well off. So this was the weekly horoscope for this week between 20th of April to the 26th of April. We will again be back with you the next week. Till then, you take care, and also there will be some Graha Shanti mantra that will be telecast here, and please do chant for all the remedies that you need for all the specific grahas. So far, Shri Krishna Vijayate Shubhamastu. Take care.